Sporting Journal Radio, presented by OnX.
I know on Instagram recently too, Ben, you kind of ran down your gear list for those trips that you took.
Yeah.
What was it? Was that all new stuff this year, or talk about the gear that you used a little bit?
Yeah, it was kind of a combination of stuff that I tried out for the first time this year, as well as things that have been working for me in years past. So, for example, one of the couple new things that I added to the arsenal this year were I got a deck system for my truck.
Yeah, those are sweet.
And that was probably one of the biggest things that probably the biggest additions to my gear list this year, to be able to organize everything. And I travel all the time. So if you're not organized, you forget things, lose things, can't find them. So that was great. I started running the Final Rise vest this year. And again, great piece of equipment, super light. It's built for the guys out west, really, that are chucker hunters and mountain hunters, and really translated well to hunting grouse in the North Woods, and as well as pheasants. And then some staples that I've had for a while that just keep performing. One of them, First Light, their sawbuck pant. I don't work with First Light or anything, and those pants are ridiculous. I will wear them from September 1st all the way to late season roosters, and they breathe well. But in the same token, they're warm enough for what I do, and they've held up well. I think I've put probably in the last 2 years on the one pair of pants, probably 200 days on them. So great piece of equipment, and that's a popular. People always ask me about pants, and I cannot recommend these highly enough.
I look like a homeless person when I pheasant hunt. Like I've got chaps. When I did the governor's pheasant hunt in South Dakota back in, what year was that? 2013 or 2014. It says the year on the chaps, but you can barely see it because I've just beat the heck out of them. Like I should have replaced them years ago. Like every year I'm like, this will be the last year for these things, but I can still strap them on. So I'm like, I'll wear them again. And then I've got like a $5 orange vest that I wear out there. And we did some filming. Dan filmed me on a pheasant hunt this year, and I started watching the footage. I'm like, I look terrible. Like, this is ridiculous. I need some new gear. So I like wearing the chaps. I thought about going to just some heavier upland pants, but I usually I usually wear some sicker grinders underneath my chaps, and they're pretty comfortable and obviously stay plenty warm. But the vest situation is something I would like to improve on. And I was looking at that vest that you were talking about this year, and I like the fact that it's just kind of straps in the bag, right? So it's a little more open. You got a little bit more breathability with it. And then having some sort of padded straps, like I don't have any kind of padding or anything in this cheap vest that I got. So if the zipper's down a little bit and I got a bird in the bag, if it's off center, then my vest is pulling down on one side, and it's ridiculous. So a new vest for sure is on the way for me. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not cheap, of course, but
no, you're going to pay for quality, but this is something you're going to wear for, you'll have it, probably it'll live longer than you will. So, but like you said, yeah, great. They've got that mesh back in there. So it's, key in the early season when it's hot, it's super nice. And then, with the waist strap, and then the conjunction of the waist strap and the straps on your shoulders there, you can transfer weight, right? So I carry a bunch of stuff in my vest, all the dog water, tools. Yeah. You get birds in there. So can I get three pheasants in there? Yep, I've had 4 pheasants in there down in Kansas, so it will hold 4 pheasants. It's not the most comfortable thing, and no
vest is comfortable with 4 pheasants in it. Yeah,
no, but yeah, just transferring the weight distribution from your hips to your shoulders, and yeah, like I say, if it's good for mountain hunters, I think it'll be all right for us walking,
flatlands. Yeah. So. Well, you brought up a good point though about stuff for the dog. Obviously, dog water is important. And I see 2 places, maybe a human water bottle and a dog water bottle in that vest. What about, medical tools, like a first aid kit for your dog? Do you got places to put some of that stuff in there? Yep. There's a pouch in the back where I just have a
kind of a light first aid kit, and then one of in the deck in one of the boxes is just a full on medical kit. So the tweezers I always carry my forceps, because between the cactuses and porcupines, I use those quite frequently. But another thing that I invested, or I shouldn't say invested, they're not that expensive, but some zip ties and a good set of wire cable cutters. I actually was talking with George, and George works at Runnings, and he said, "Okay, I'll find the pair of cable cutters for us." So I'll let you know when I get the good steel cable cutters from him.
Good. Yeah, tell him to give me a pair too.
Yeah, because it's one thing that you might only use once in your lifetime, but when you need it, you gotta have it.
Gosh, I couldn't imagine walking up on a trap and seeing my dog, fighting for its life in there. I got nothing against trapping. I just don't want my dog anywhere near them. I have been wearing so Leishimo sent me some boots. I think it was like 5 or 6 years ago. And they're leather lined, rubber boots, knee-high rubber boots. And they actually ask for your calf size. So they're fitted all the way up. There's a zipper that comes up the side. They're not cheap either, but they are hands down the best rubber boots I've ever worn, and I'm still wearing them. I got a few nicks and scratches in them, but I literally wear them every day pheasant hunting in the fall. Every day, cold weather, hot weather. Well, sometimes I'm just in my Merrells when it's really nice and warm and dry. But I've worn these boots. I can't believe how well they have stood up. And every year, same kind of thing. I'm like, I need to get new boots this year. And those Leishimos I keep wearing them, and they keep performing for me. What did you wear, and did you wear different boots for the different terrain that you were on out there?
So I pretty much this year wore, I think as probably the last 7 years, I think I've got a pair of Loa Tibets, they're called. And it's a mountain boot, but they just don't die. I like I say, 7 years out of a boot that you're wearing at least minimum 50 days a year on.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's pretty good. And when it gets wet out, I've got a pair of neoprene, rubber boots that I just need to get another pair, because I think the first day I got them, I was deer hunting and lucky enough to shoot one, and we were skinning it, and I just used my foot to move the rack and popped a hole in them the first day. I'm reminded that every time I wear them, but I did one thing that the guys out west utilize quite a bit, and I don't know why we don't do it more here, but is gaiters. So I got a pair of gaiters that I'll wear over those boots. And in South Dakota this year, I fell through a slough, just up to my calf type deal, and I was like, I'm gonna have to walk the rest of the day with wet boots. But even with those gaiters, no, I didn't get any water inside of the boots.
Interesting.
And then it's nice with snow too, right? Because that snow just gets buried up under your boot, and then eventually under your pants and into your boot. But gaiters that has been a great addition this year as well.
Having the right gear makes a hunt at home or on the road so much more enjoyable. And having good gear, especially if you enjoy hunting so much, spend the money to get the right. I know not everybody can afford all this stuff, but spending the money on the good stuff it will last. Most of it will last and be worth it, and you'll be more comfortable in the end.
Hear more at sportingjournalradio.com or wherever you get podcasts. Ice fishing season is here. This winter, plan a trip to Devils Lake, North Dakota. Not only will you have the chance to catch their legendary perch, but this year, Haybale Heights has been catching big walleye after big walleye. And they're doing it from a mobile, comfortable snow bear. No matter how cold it is outside, you're warm and toasty on the inside. Learn more and book a trip today at haybaleheights.com. That's haybaleheights.com.